I did want to get into just the games of the week and just like your overall thoughts. They go 3-1. I think we were all hoping for another 4-0 sweep, but like overall, what did you think of the games?
I mean, they just keep finding ways to win. Like that's the thing. I mean, I know they started off, pretty weak those first like week or two, but they just find ways to win. Even when like Cade's not having a great night or he'll have like a bad first half and then pick it up in the second half, like they're just figuring it out. Even the Raptors game, like that was a game that probably shouldn't have been as close as it was, but they just clawed their way out of that. These were all games like this week looked good on paper. Like it looked like it really had a chance to be 3-1 or 4-0. Obviously they couldn't come back in the Warriors game, but like even without Jaden Ivey, like this team's just figuring it out, and especially Cade. It's like every night now, like even his bad games are still borderline all-star level, you know, and that's the step we've been waiting on. But yeah, I mean, this week's been good.
Yeah, I mean, when I looked at the schedule this week, when like you had Portland on Chauncey Billup night, I was kind of nervous. I was like,
Yeah,
don't choke on Chauncey Billup night, like please
fair.
don't. They win that game, and I thought Shaden Sharp or Anthony Simon's down the stretch,
I
man. I
mean,
was
he
like,
he tried.
I
He
thought it was
almost did
gonna,
it.
I thought it was gonna be one of those games where we just could not stop him whatsoever.
Yeah,
But that wasn't the case. That was a really fun, entertaining game. The Brooklyn game, I felt like when it got into the third quarter and they were up 25, felt like a Simone Fontecchio coming out party.
love it.
Um, Probably had his best game of the season.
Yeah,
Malik Beasley had a bounce back game because in the
yep.
Portland game he was like 1 for 10 out of 3. He comes back,
He
drops
hit the
20
big one.
points. Yeah, I mean he hit probably the most important shot in that
Yeah, yeah,
Portland game. But I mean, winning back to backs haven't really been something that the Pistons have had a lot of luck, but
nope.
they're just digging deep and finding ways to win. I felt like the hype going into the Golden State game. I'm telling you, I don't think I've seen so much positivity on the
Yeah,
timeline probably since when like Stan Van Gundy was here. Like when they were
yep.
on a five game winning streak when they waived Josh Smith, like those were kind of like the same kind of vibes
Yeah,
I was getting because like everyone's just like, oh, are the Pistons going to go for 6? Are they going to go for tie that
right.
7 in a row? Obviously, the Golden State game, I felt like the first 2 quarters just weren't there for them. They did pick
Yeah,
it up in the third and the fourth, and I think Ron Holland was a big reason why they even got back into that game.
yep.
And obviously the Draymond scuffle was the Draymond scuffle. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
like nitpick that too much. That's
yeah,
just who Ron is. I mean, like Ron was basically like fighting for loose balls with Royce O'Neal, like
yep. Yeah, I know.
in the preseason. Like honestly, like I just love Ron as a player and a prospect and just his energy. And then last night with Toronto, I was like, this game can either go one or two ways. It's going to be a blowout, or it's just going to be back and forth and no teams play defense because
Yep.
Toronto is just like a high potent offensive team.
Yeah.
Defensively, they don't play any defense, which it's kind of been the case with them for like 2 years ever since they traded away like Siakam and OG Anunoby. But
Right, right.
I'll take 3-1, man. Like I was
Oh,
like,
no,
I was
no
like,
question.
I'll take 2-2 if they split with the Raptors. I'm cool with that. But 3-1. 20-19. I feel like this is a team that at the end of the day, like playing 8 seed, 7 seed, who knows?
I mean, it obviously, I think I can say they're farther along than we thought they would be. I always thought they'd be fighting for play-in spot. I thought they'd be ranging between sort of the 8 and the 10 spot for a while. Maybe 11, just right on the tails of it. But like, they're a game, as of right now, they're a game and a half outside of the 4th seed. And if you look at the standings, it's like they don't have a ton of competition coming up behind them. Like there's teams that are sort of bowing out, getting in the Cooper Flag sweepstakes, and this like, and they're doing this the right way. I'm sure we'll talk about it, but like it's just I just love what they're doing right now. But I mean, I don't think that a top 6 seed is unrealistic at all at this point. The way they've looked.
No, I know Ashton Trainer's been screaming 6 seed since Cade's got
Yep,
drafted. He's
never wrong,
gonna,
just a little late,
yeah, I
or
mean, he's gonna
early,
have.
early.
I told him you might have to scratch the 6-seed shirts and have 5-seed shirts because you never really know with just the way that, like you said, like the East, like outside of like Boston and Cleveland and New York, like I love Orlando and like the way they've just gritted and grinded and like
it's crazy.
I feel like every other day one of their players is getting injured, but they've still kind of been competitive. I think a lot of people thought that they were just going to fall off a cliff, but that's not the case. But hey, you never know. I mean, the Pistons could go on another string of games where they want a win streak. It'll be interesting. You got the Knicks in New York tomorrow, so that's going to be the same Kate Cunningham that we saw last time.
Hope so.
Yeah. Same kind of performance.
Yeah, I mean, the national media is finally starting to talk about Cade and the Pistons, and if he keeps it up, like it's going to avalanche.
Yeah, I mean, I was listening to that. We'll get into like the Chris Mannett reporting earlier, and like Rachel Nichols saw the fake Jaden Ivey account, and she fell for it, and I was just like,
man,
brother.
Yeah.
Holy crap, that's hilarious.
Yeah, not great.